Hi, I'm Freddy. You know me. I've run 73 parliamentary constituencies in London for UKIP for 4 years, busy herding cats. And in recent years, stopping UKIP falling apart in London and nationally. We are now at the most critical juncture in our thrilling history, languishing at 0% in most opinion polls. Indeed, at today's by-election, bookies think we're going to be in last place behind even the monster raving loony party. Well, we're now seen as only a shouty street mob, obsessed not with major issues that concern the people of this country, but with peripheral personalities. What got us here? The main reason for this catastrophe is not the BBC, Sky, the Groniad, or the Brexit Party. We got us here. It's because the former leader, who gets credit for bravely stepping into the breach, has since gone completely off the rails. Sadly, his selfless act was immediately followed by a string of serious errors of judgment. These blunders, however well-intentioned, were committed in the face of repeated warnings from long-standing officers, regional, county, and branch chairmen and organisers, the ones who really run the UKIP, branch committees, from patrons, from councillors, from MEPs, from his own NEC, and innumerable grassroots members and activists, the ones who actually won the referendum. He was warned at the gala dinner last year not to associate with thugs and jailbirds, but he carried on regardless, thinking following Tommy Robinson was the way to electoral success. Instead, it's been an unmitigated disaster. After appalling council election results, he should have taken full responsibility, or even quit, as many had expected. But instead, he pressed on regardless, spending well over £500,000 on an even bigger fiasco in the EU elections, where the electorate decisively rejected our leader's stance on what mattered most to the country. Now we have a leadership candidate who wants more baton and more Tommy and more of the same. That's beyond tragic. That's preposterous. Now is our last chance for a big change by voting for me. Why me? I'm a proven leader, a serial entrepreneur with first-class academic and professional qualifications and experience and careers in the sciences and in finance. I'm never wrong. Oh, actually, I was wrong once. That's when I thought I was wrong, but I was actually right. So I was wrong about that. I'm the only candidate that doesn't carry any baggage and who is capable of healing the rift, the very considerable rift in our party, and of bringing the sides together and restoring unity. What are my priorities? Firstly, UKIP must immediately get back to essential common sense basics. There is an ocean of clear water between ourselves and the Tories, Labour, Lib Dem, and the Brexit Party. And none of them is even talking about uncontrolled, vetted mass immigration and the terrible consequences it has that we see all around us and on the daily news, and are entirely because of it. None of them is even talking about the real issues behind our urgent need to leave the EU. Instead, they're only talking about the phony financial concerns and Project Fear, but not about sovereignty, not about security, not about defense, not about the threats of religious extremism. None of the other parties is talking about the EU opening its borders to over 1 million migrants a year, to forever change irreparably the demographics of our continent. None of them is 100% committed to stopping health tourism. None of them is talking about the Marxist infiltration and ideas in our educational system, from primary schools all the way to university. Indeed, many of our universities are simply churning out little Labour voters, not future captains of industry, which is what our country needs. Shame. UKIP needs a very different and professional look. I will appoint a team of people to work on vastly better communications, internal and external, a punchy website, better Facebook, incisive Twitter broadcasting, free from embarrassing gaffes, regular UKIP-branded videos to challenge the mess that LibLabCon has got this country into. UKIP needs to be seen as a team of competent, wonderful people from all walks of life and from all backgrounds. I will appoint a shadow cabinet as soon as possible, and we will get away from Gerard's one-man band image. We need a top economic spokesman now. We need a noisy spokesman on HS2 to make sure this ridiculous scam is exposed and brought to a halt. We need a noisy spokesman too on education, which is broken. We need an NHS spokesman urgently, as the NHS is about to break. It is being abused every day. It can't take anymore. We need a top spokesman to expose climate change for the scam that it most certainly also is, and a brutally honest spokesman to expose out-of-control crime and the incorrect hate speech-driven agenda of our police and court services. We need an immigration spokesman, perhaps most of all, and many, many more. If you think you have what it takes to be on this team, intellect, experience, and the guts, the courage to challenge the politicized lefty media, then get in touch. A leader needs to lead, but also needs to know how to delegate. And I have 40 years of successful delegation experience behind me. Under my leadership, UKIP is going to war. And it's going to war in order to win. Thank you.